I want to talk about the project I'm be working on for Credit Care Global Analysis, my company that I established in 2019. With the attacks that happened to me as a Muslim woman, particularly the locations, I'm going to be charting using graph paper and then transferring the charts into Microsoft Access, Excel, and Publisher, and writing a small book. I'm going to be looking for a pattern. For instance, there would be a negative X and Y axis and a positive X and Y axis. On the negative, it would be fire keeps people warm. Okay, and that would be negative. The police stop people who are trapped outside in the snow or the ice agents. That's negative. Positive would be fire keeps people warm. And so we would look for the spike on the negative axis. You can get arrested if you use an open flame outside. And so we would look at a range from maybe 20, 40, 60, and 80. And we find the bell curve spike. Did it happen at 20? Were you talked to or were you arrested? For instance, I was arrested at Main Estate for having a fire container that I purchased from Home Depot, and it's legal. Home Depot sells it. Very small. It has a container to shut the fire off. Very small, and it had wood chips and was arrested. So that would be 80. Okay. For instance, I was at the beach and I started a small fire with some napkins to clear out the gas around me, and the fire company drove up. That would be 60. Okay, so that would be on the negative axis. We'd be looking for R. R would be self-actualization. For who? Would it be for the police or would it be for me? It would be negative self-actualization for me. So in the narrative, it would be R1 for me, negative self-actualization, and it would be R plus R1 negative self-actualization at 80 and at 60 for the police. On the positive, it would be Home Depot does provide fire equipment for people that are homeless and locked outside. That would be positive at the 20 level. R would be R1, and it would be known K, large K, N. So it's really plotting and grafting, and then there would be some type of calculation after that. I'm going to go through all the retail locations and the bus stops and look for a pattern. For instance, on Clay Avenue, I was told to leave a bus stop. I'm already outside, and the bus stop is glass. Okay, so I expected it to take me about 2 months to write all the charts. I'm going to do it on graphing paper, and then everybody's had this in school. It's basic plotting and graphing. I think they start with that here in primary school. Which one doesn't match? There's a cup. There's two cups. There's a plastic cup. There's a cup with a handle, and there's a bottle, and there's a carton of milk. Which one doesn't match? The bottle doesn't match because all the cups are white. See, everybody's had all this stuff plotting and graphing from very early primary school, elementary school. So it's not that a miracle that I'm going to be doing this. It's going to be tedious because it has to be organized. And how complicated I want. On the negative graph and the positive graph, the negatives would be, sometimes would be me, sometimes be the attacker, looking for self-actualization, where Maslow will be the point at the bell curve where the peak is. The peak could be on the positive is going to be the independent and the dependent variable on the positive or negative. So it'd be just organization. So I just wanted to share with people what is in the near future. I priced some laptops. They say you can get one for $149 now at Walmart, and the Microsoft equipment already comes preloaded online now with apps for Excel and Access. I already have a subscription to Microsoft for the year. My subscription costs about $199. I've already paid for it. So why am I saying that? Because people think I'm frivolous with money and I just throw money away. No, I don't. And so I'm very proud of this. Why am I doing it? Because I want to make good use of my education, my university certificates. I feel that that won't be lemonade, it will be just dessert. It is a resort. I probably wouldn't have had to do something like this, but just as we said, a resort would be dessert. If you're in the desert is beautiful until you find out you're thirsty, so it will be hard work. Credit Care Global Analysis, I'm going to be charting my attacks, and only I could really do it. And I'm going to use Maslow's theory of business management behind it. Maslow says self-actualization is a self-actualization for the customers or self-actualization for the company, for the government. If it says Walmart, that's a government company. If it says Home Depot and it sells outdoor equipment, you use it outdoor. Is it self-actualization for a landscaper to buy a lawnmower or the equipment? Yeah, that's a self-actualization. What is the self-actualization for Home Depot or Walmart? That the government is a big loser. They lose twice with what would be self-actualization for McDonald's. They sell French fries and they're only $2, but they also provide heat and shelter during avalanche. So Walmart lost its self-actualization because it has a shape and a plan on self-actualization. The manager who asked me to leave, he achieved self-actualization in an inverse relationship that he wanted to own McDonald's. And I achieved self-actualization by becoming a transient and a homeless woman that deserved an atomic baseball bat on my head. Of course I have a goal. If Bill Gates is a rich man, let's see how rich he is. He's achieved self-actualization through Maslow's theory because he said that the product placement were the Americans on the shelves all their days. That Americans are being bombed because I bought a cup of coffee. The cup of coffee is an America's gas. So therefore, here's an update on Credit Care Global Analysis. Who's my customer? My number one customer is ABC News, Bank of America. They've bought the insurance and they hold the money. If someone else wants access to these studies, they can only be done by me because they involve me. We could transfer the data to some of the people that are really here, but the studies involve me. Credit Care Global Analysis, Keisha Marcel Brown, Keysha, is going to be charting her attacks, especially the responses by police, fire, and EMT. Another graph, for example, would be I was forced against my will to go to a psychiatric facility. Who achieved self-actualization? On the positive, Strong achieved it positive and negative. Strong Memorial Hospital. That is their goal, to provide shelter. But they lost self-actualization when they know that I'm their Queen Mary, and now I've been labeled repeatedly through their paperwork as criminally insane and charged as Charles Manson, and I'm not Charles Manson. So that's the latest from Credit Care Global Analysis. What's coming for me in the month of April? I'm looking forward to it. I don't know where I'm going to do it. I thought about going to a mental health program, but I think I have a project that I'll be able to work on graphing. I learned it in college. I did it in high school. I didn't take geometry, but I have the internet and may get a couple books to brush out. Estimated cost maybe about $400 or $500. Like I said, I already have Microsoft Office online. I looked up the utensils I need. I need graphing paper. They have a graphing tool kit, and so I'm very excited about it. Take care. Have a great day.